Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, amazing one joining me from across the globe. I'm just going to put that down, so I'm going to go behind. I'm sure you can see me clearly. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're having a wonderful and a glorious week. And of course, above all, living. My reception is not the very best. Living a purposeful week, having impact, making a difference, impacting and transforming lives right where you are. You don't have to wait until you become greater. You don't have to wait until you have this, Y, Z, X, and Y before you can impact or transform the lives of someone. Start where you are right now and reach out to impact and transform lives. Today, I just thought I would share a brief message with you, and I was asking, what should I share on? What should I share on? While I was thinking of sharing 6 more tips or rules to actually enhance your mental, emotional, and physical health and well-being. But my son said I should share about kindness. I will actually share a bit about kindness, and then I will move on to sharing how we can overcome challenges. Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 blueprints to overcome abuse, to overcome oppression, to overcome whatever you are going through right now. You are being oppressed by someone is abusing you, and all of that. A lot of people place their emphasis, their focus on the abuser, and they call themselves victims. If I am a victim, then I am at the mercy of someone else. I am at the mercy of what has victimized me, and I have no power or control. And that tells me only if someone decides to come and rescue me, I'm gonna stay like that all through my life. It disempowers me. It doesn't give me power to make the changes that I want to make so I can be better. So beloved, one of the key things I want to tell you today: stop giving power to people. Stop enhancing the power or the responsibility that people have over your life than what they have. Don't amplify more than what they have in your life. No one really has the power to change our will. No one really has the power to make choices for us. But sometimes, unfortunately, based on fear, based on superficial things we see or what we think may happen or may not happen, we make choices and we say things like, I'm a victim. I will share something with you, and then I want to recommend you to read the book of Viktor E. Frankl. It's a powerful book. He went through the concentration camp and he survived. He became more than a survivor. He actually was victorious. He came out. He was a psychologist. He's written this book and he is sharing all that he went through. I've been reading the book for the past, I think, 3 days, and it's powerful. It's powerful. He was actually there. He shares vivid experiences that he went through while in the concentration camp and what made him to survive. The title of the book is The Session of the Meaning of Life. I think The Session of the Meaning of Life by Viktor E. Frankl. I would really encourage you to read this and think about it. I'm not sure any of us right now in our lives are going through what he went through, what those went through in the concentration camp. If you have no clue, go read this book. Don't just hear from the news or from people. Go read this book firsthand from someone who went through that experience, days after days, months after months, and years after years, and they came out victorious, and they are impacting and transforming lives. He said something that what he got to realize after oppression, after everything they went through, in fact, they had nothing except their bare body. In fact, they even shaved everything. They had no hair. It was just their nakedness, their naked body. That was all they had. And he said the one thing that he got to realize, and was a key difference between those who were willing to die, to give up, than continue in this suffering or pain, and those who were willing to live, which were quite few. I think there were very few of them. I think only him, apart from I don't know if there were any events shared in his book. I've not finished the book. But he said the key thing he realized amongst those who desire to live, desire to go on, and no matter what happens to us in life, there is one thing that no one can ever take away from us: that true freedom that comes from our will, our ability to make choices, irrespective of the condition we find ourselves in. I will repeat. There is a powerful force, true freedom, that no one can ever take away from you. no matter what you are going through, no matter the experiences, no matter the oppression, no matter the abuse, nobody can ever take that away from you. And of course, it's the sovereign will that God himself, the creator, has given us, that willpower even to reject him. So even he does not intervene because he is faithful. He's given us the ability to will ourselves to do something or to will ourselves not to do things. You know, we will ourselves to do things. Honestly, the willpower is a force that makes us to take action. So I'm not going to say we will ourselves not to do things. If you're not doing anything, you don't need any willpower. You don't need any force because you are merely stagnant. There is nothing moving you. So it is the willpower. He said, no matter what happens to every human, he got to realize that they are not the external circumstances, experiences that truly has power to shape who that person becomes or how that person responds. It is really our inherent ability, that powerful force in us that we have at every given moment in life, irrespective of the trials, the challenges we are going through. Like someone in the concentration camp, highest level of oppression, no one can stand your case. You cannot complain, you cannot make a written petition, you cannot march, you cannot strike, because everybody in that place lives under that law that oppresses, under that conviction, under that institution, under that constitution that says, you know, humans are not worthy. These humans are not worthy. Oppress them, destroy them, kill them, whatever it is. He said they were merely numbers. Whether these numbers were alive or dead, it didn't matter. They were merely numbers given to the prisoners in the concentration camp. And he realized that what kept those going, and that everyone who lived, who will triumph over any circumstance in life. And today I'm telling you about 5 blueprints to overcome abuse. You're in an abusive situation, abusive marriage. I know when we talk of abuse, straight away we go on to domestic violence. That's just the list, okay? Because there's so many other things there that happen. This is even something that is within your home, the confinement of your home. A smaller confinement, you have the power. Don't tell me again you don't have a choice. No. The only thing we have is willpower. It's our ability to choose. That is true freedom. It doesn't matter what will be the consequences of our choices. We are responsible to actually embrace the consequences that came as a result of our choices. That is true courage. That is true courage. It's like someone says, Sylvia, renounce your faith or I'm going to shoot you. Okay? I have the choice. I can't say I don't have a choice. He's going to shoot me. Yes, that's the consequence. It's only temporal. When he shoots me, what happens? If I renounce my choice, what's the point? My faith, which is the reason for which I live. This is who I am. Knowing that I'm created by God. I'm a child of God. I'm here to impact lives. I've been given a purpose, and I've been given the mandate to profess this faith, to show others how strong and unshakable I am, not based on my own power, but on the one whom I stand, the power of God working through me and in me. So how can I renounce that and then I leave? In other words, I will be a dead person living. What will I be living for? If my very core conviction has been stripped away, I have no purpose. I have no use. I have no belief. Life might be as well, it might be as well worse to be alive than being born. It would have been better if I were never born than to say someone came to me and said, I'm going to shoot you unless you renounce your faith. We saw that with Malala very clearly. She was not ready to renounce the importance of education for girls. She was not. Even with a gun at gunpoint. She has the power. No one can take your willpower from you. No one can stop your ability to make choices. Let's not start getting into stories like, oh, you cannot understand. No, I'm sorry. You cannot understand because you did not create yourself. We are created by a sovereign power and force who has equipped us with what we call the willpower, which gives us the ability to make choices. And some of us, you have renounced him. We don't believe in God. So how do you come and tell me you're suffering and say, you can't understand, I had no choice? Who gave you the choice to disown God? To say you don't believe in him, he doesn't exist. You made that choice. But yet, due to the choices that we refuse to make, or the poor choices we make, and we don't want to encounter, learn from, and walk through the challenges or consequences that come as a result of those choices. We want to blame others and run away. We want to take no responsibility of the choices that we make, good or bad. Above all, the bad ones, I'm sure when we make good choices that produce great results, we are so happy and we want to shout to the world that I did this, I conquered this, and show so many people. So we often shy away or run away from the bad choices we make. You know, many in a lifetime have made some wrong decisions, wrong choices. I wouldn't even say bad, okay, because no choice per se is really bad. All right, the consequences, and sometimes they may look bad, but they come to shape me and prune me. You make a choice and then you climb up a tree, or you make a choice, take a child learning to walk, and you walk and fall and stumble and have that wound. It's not a bad choice. The child is brave, the child is courageous, and the child understands, I must go through this process. I must learn in order for my legs to fulfill their purpose for which they are placed on this body. I must learn how to work no matter what. Even if I fall 15, 10 times and have bruises, I'm not going to give up. So there are really no wrong choices. Is that we don't have understanding that some of these lessons or processes we must go through so we can become complete in all that we're created to become, and say fully, wholly in our greatest potential and strengths, encouraging and mentoring others through that path that we've already walked, so that we can guide them and show them all the loopholes, the pitfalls along the way that we've been there to enable them to go through smoother than we went. So, beloved, he said that was the only thing he realized no one could ever take away. Despite what happened, he hung on there. He had faith, he believed, he knew, and there is no greater force to life than love. Because what kept him going every single day was the thought of his beautiful wife, the love, the experience he's had. There's so much love he has for this woman, and the dream, the hope to be reunited with her once he's gone through all of these challenges. In other words, beloved, if you don't have love, love for life, passion for life, there's no reason to live. So you easily give in, you give up, you give in your conviction, and you let people bring upon you their own conviction. You give in your ability to exercise your willpower to make choices, whatever those choices may be, and you allow others to take control and say you're a victim. So you actually give up your life to them. You're living your life for them and saying, when they choose that, they will click and I'll move up, I'll move up. When they choose that, when they click their fingers, I'll move down and I'll move down. Love, unfortunately. So I don't want to hear about anything of anyone saying, you don't know my situation, you don't understand. No, beloved, the truth is we expect so much from people. I've said this often. You have to wear my shoes. I don't have to wear your shoes. You don't have to wear my shoes. My journey is different. My purpose is different. I don't have to go in the ground with you. If you're an orange seed, you need to grow, and your terrain of growth is the ground, and I am a fish. I need to stay in water. I don't need to come into your domain to understand. But what we have to understand is that principles of success are the same. Whether I'm in water, on ground, or in the air, I have to focus. I have to remain in the ground where I'm called to serve, where the processes have to make me to fully mature and sprout so I can produce the fruits I was called to be. I was called to produce. And it needs time. There must be some processes. I must stay in that ground. It might look like isolation. It might look like oppression. It might look like, darkness. It is needed. It is essential. And which is why I'm saying some of these trials, challenges we go through are essential. But I must stay in my own terrain, which is water. If I'm a fish, I might stay under there no matter how isolated I seem from the world. I can't say humans are seeing all the flowers, they're having all the great time out there. I want to step out of that water and live like them. I will die. I will struggle to function. I will never fulfill my purpose. So you can't expect a fish to wear the shoes of a seed to understand the challenges of a seed. No. Your challenges are unique to you and your calling. And of course, not even unique. Those who were called to serve in that very field, they have gone ahead of you. They've encountered similar challenges. So many oranges have been sown and they've grown to produce fruits before the ones that will be sown today and produce fruits that we'll actually eat and nourish from tomorrow and in the future. So many have gone through that way, and so many orange seeds will still be sown behind in years to come, 10 years back from today, and all of that. Nothing is really peculiar to you, but when I say peculiar, according to your own purpose in life, and there will be so many who have similar purposes in life, that we all have to go through that process and path, and they have to endure. And you need to look up to them, those who have gone through and succeeded, to give you hope and a reason to keep going and endure and not give up. You cannot become a victim. You can't say, I'm not a victim of the ground, I'm under the ground. Absolutely no. You're giving the ground so much power. You need that ground to fulfill your purpose. You need some of those people who are abusing you in quote to become resilient and strong for the journey ahead, so that you may be able to say no without being afraid. If you never had the challenge, you would have gone through all your life playing easy, just saying whatever you wish be done and all that. But it had to take you to a stage where you learn to say no, and the feeling of saying no becomes so wonderful, and you have that inner peace and rest. So what are these 5 blueprints? I'm going to come back shortly. Okay, I'll give you 2 of these 5 blueprints today, because I've got to go. I've got some appointments and stuff like that. I'll give you 2 of these 5 blueprints today for you to overcome any sort of challenges. Again, let's have the mindset clear as we step into this talk today. They are not the challenges we go through. They are not the abuses we go through. Don't make your soul special and unique. Absolutely. You are the one who is special. You are the special individual, and you must understand you have the power to overcome that challenge. You have the power to triumph over that challenge, that abuse. Yes, in some cases, we have people who are evil, who are deliberately in position of authority, and they oppress us because we are under their control. And unfortunately, that is pure evil. That is different, beloved. Abuse is something physical that you experience, and you can tell, you can see it. Yes, but when it gets to that spiritual level of abuse, we must encounter it at the spiritual level. I cannot fight a spiritual battle on this physical using physical equipments like words and all of that. Words are spirit anyway. You cannot. There are several ways: through faith, through prayer, of course, affirmation, through the power of words. You can fight that, but it's at a spiritual realm. So I'm going to take that off for now. Okay, I might do a talk specifically on those kind of challenges where you are really oppressed because you are under the authority of someone who abuses their power, like we see in so many cases in this society, in mental hospitals and all of that. In fact, I'm working on a case now where they are using the power to abuse her and so many other people who are in this institution. And unfortunately, one thing I always tell you: evil never prevails. Evil prevails because good is absent. When good people are silent, evil people seem to prevail. It's like darkness can never prevail except there is no light. When there is a lot of darkness, or darkness is prevailing and taking over, it is because there is the absence of light. There is no light. So, beloved, we have to stand out, step out there and shine our light. Let's arise. We are light to the world. Let's go out and shine the light wherever we go. And darkness cannot comprehend us. Evil cannot conquer us because we are far powerful. So the first thing is self-awareness, awareness of the self. You are beyond this physical body. You are a spiritual being having a natural physical experience. And the true power and strength and source in you is the spirit. It's unshakable. And of course, your will cannot be touched. Your will cannot be pulled and all of that. It is spiritual. It is spiritual. Your will is within your soul. Your soul cannot be, you cannot be operated upon and they take your soul. It's also a spiritual concept. It's immaterial. It's intangible. But we experience the power in our physical reality, the manifestation of the power of our soul, of the willpower, of the decisions we make, the choices we make in our physical everyday life. So our willpower is within our soul. Our soul is intangible. We are spiritual beings with a spirit, a soul, and a body. Often we focus on this physical body and we are limited there. So when somebody destroys this physical body, when somebody puts this physical body in chain, we say we are victims. There is something more powerful than no one can put in chains. They cannot put your spirit in chains. We are the ones who hold our own spirit captive, enslaved, and we cut it off. We don't allow it to transform the renewal of our mind. We remain deterred, we remain severed, we remain cut off from the true spiritual nature in us. In other words, we are not whole and complete. We present ourselves every single day broken. And that's why you say a broken person, of course, they will live a broken life. They'll have a broken marriage. They'll give birth to broken children. God forbid, I'm not prophesying negativity here, but that's the truth. I simply cannot bear what I am. If I'm an orange seed, I say, you produce oranges and you never produce mangoes, I'm not cursing you. It is the truth because it's embedded in who you are. When you grow up broken, being detached from the spiritual entity that you are only living in this physical body. Unfortunately, you are broken. You are not full, you are not whole. And anything that oppresses this physical body, you are condemned and doomed. And you think your life is over. You remain oppressed and think, I have no choice. You need to go deeper than this physical body into your soul, which is again intangible. You cannot touch it. You have your mind, your emotions, and your will. You see, a lot of people in today's world, it's ridiculous. I don't know what's happening. Every single statement they make, I feel this, I feel that, I feel that. You cannot allow your feelings to govern you. It's so dangerous. Feelings are the most primitive part of our brain working. The ones that were designed to keep us away from danger just so we survive. But then we are living not to survive, to conquer, to be victorious. We've gone beyond survivor from when we were born. We go beyond survivor when we conquer a challenge, when we run away from a lion, when we conquer a traumatic situation, accident, whatever it is. We survive that moment and we need to now live. So you cannot allow your feelings, the most primitive of everything that does not even reason, has no logic. In other words, you cannot intentionally controls it. In fact, when the system that governs your emotions, your feelings is in place, the limbic system, it hijacks your mind. So your soul, in other words, is hijacked. Your soul is not delivering deeds, actions consciously based on who you are, your purpose, the vision you've seen for your life, the desire you have for that marriage, for that relationship. It's not. It's been hijacked. Someone else, the thief that has come to hijack your mind, who is telling you those lies, has taken over, has held you captive. You're hijacked. It's like a thief gets into a home and hijacks the owner. For that moment, the thief literally operates as the owner, because he has so much power. Unfortunately, has hijacked the person physically to say, do this, do that, and they just obey and do whatever, because they know their life is at the mercy of that thief. Our emotions, when they come in, you know, the amygdala, it is the emotional part of the brain that hijacks your mind. As it steps in, you can't think. And that's why we make irrational decisions. Decisions that are not rational, that are not proportional. Someone says, go away. And then you fight and blow and do what? Oh my goodness. You now say, my depression has come again, my dad, because they said, go away. Someone said, oh, you look horrible, you're not beautiful. You now do all sorts of things. Because you're not thinking. You're not thinking. Your conscious brain, where you think, you reason, you analyze, is hijacked. It's enslaved by this emotional brain, by this component called amygdala. And this steps in within the 1,000th of a second. So it's so fast. It's so fast before you even have the opportunity to think. We don't think so quickly. That's why sometimes when you want to make, you know, really life-changing decisions, you need some time to take your time, pause, think, analyze. So you weigh the pros, the cons. You have a clear understanding of your vision. Is this in alignment with my vision? What brings you fulfillment? What you are called to serve? Your values? Is this in alignment? You need more time. But so this amygdala gives us no time. It's like a thief comes at night. Before you're even aware, it's actually hijack your home. Step into your home. So we cannot allow this. Again, it's within our emotions. It is within our soul. When you allow your emotion to control you, unfortunately, we see it manifested in our physical reality. I feel bad, I feel low, I feel oppressed, I feel this. All the traumatic past experiences that we replay when we trigger is all emotion. It's all emotion. So it's our emotions playing, whether it's true or not, kicks in. We are hijacked. In fact, we are prisoners of our own soul. We are prisoners of our own self, because we've allowed our amygdala, our primitive brain, to rule over the incredibly sophisticated and conscious brain that we have, to make sophisticated choices, to create things that never existed, to create the lives we dreamt of that has never existed. Unfortunately, we actually rip ourselves from living that life, because we are under the control of an amygdala that's a primitive, you know, so primitive. It's not even aware. It's not even aware of your future, of your vision, of what you can do. It lacks knowledge. It is ignorant to govern you. So, beloved, you must understand this. That's the self-awareness. Wherever you are being oppressed, you are being abused. Like Viktor E. Frankl could say, in the concentration camp, he was aware that he's more than this body. He was aware that he's more than this physical body. Everything has been stripped of him. In fact, they had no possessions. But he was more powerful than this physical body. There was a spirit. And he said he had this discussion with one lady who was thinking every single morning she was positive, hopeful. She would wake up and speak with a life tree, speak and say this. And so he was telling Viktor E. Frankl, behold, this was a psychiatrist, that I speak every day. I've got hope to live, to continue to live life, because it's better. There is more power in me. There is so much more in me than this physical suffering. So Viktor E. Frankl was saying, wow, maybe that's hallucination. Maybe she's, whatever it is, just having things, seeing things that do not exist. Maybe she's truly gone mad, psychotic, whatever we call it in today's world. All those names. But he said, no, let me just ask. Let me be patient. Let me have a deeper understanding. When you speak to this tree, does this tree speak? She smiled and said, yes. Viktor E. Frankl said he was now like, wow, what an hallucination. What, you know, she's really crazy. But he said, let me go on. He said, what does this tree say to you? He said, the tree said, I am, yeah. I am, yeah. I am, yeah. I am life. I am eternal life. He said, what? I am here. I am here. I am life. I am eternal life. Hi, darling. Hi, Martha. How are you? Hi, darling. Hi, Chu. Lovely to see you. God bless you. I hope you're doing amazing. Thanks, my darling. It's just a quick one. How we can overcome abusive situations. I have to give 5 blueprints, but because of time, I'm just gonna give 2 here. I think I said 3 before, but unfortunately, I have to leave, and I don't want to give them in a very shallow way. So maybe I'll just focus on self-awareness, and then the next was gonna be the wisdom, the spirit of discernment, to know if this is a battle I have to fight, fight or a battle I have to allow to shape and transform me, to make me become resilient. So I'm just sharing these blue tips with you. So Viktor Frankl said, when he reflected on what that woman said in this trying time, she's almost dying, and she said every single day she wakes up, she sees life, she sees hope, she speaks to that tree, and she desires to live one more day, and so on and so forth. Her desire for life becomes so grandiose because every single day she's reminded, I am here. And that refers to me and you. I am here. I am life. I am eternal life. The spirit in us is eternal life, the woman went on and said. The spirit in me is eternal life. It's far beyond this physical body. When you understand that, beloved, you have a powerful, unshakable courage and power to speak, to stand against that oppressor, against that abuser. Because you know that while they can abuse or suppress this physical body, they cannot dare touch your spirit. It's intangible. It's not of this world. You know that your spirit is the true life and power in you. Like I said, Malala was ready to take the gun. She said, I believe in education for young girls. Shoot me if you want. You can kill this physical body. You cannot kill my ideas. You cannot kill the beliefs I hold. And I've already deposited that belief. I've already sowed it in the minds of so many. Even after my death, it will live on as a legacy. It will continue to live in the lives of these who live. They will understand that, yes, stand firm for education for the girl child, because it's important. They too have to be empowered, educated, so they can thrive and fulfill their purpose and impact lives. So Malala said that. And of course, she's living today. She's doing incredible work. We know that as when Martin Luther King, unfortunately, he died, but he will not give up his belief. He will not give up what he believed in, that no man, because of their color, is less than anyone. He could have been so easily, comforted or just gave up. Even Nelson Mandela in prison, we heard that they came to appease him, give up that belief, will release you. But he knew that the true prison is not this walls in which I am. It's the prison of my own soul, where my mind, I'm in captive, I'm held captive. Like I said, by your emotions, how you feel, by that amygdala, that limbic system, that emotional system that makes you not to think rationally. He said, no, you cannot free me. I've been given life and freedom, not by you. No man can free any man. You can't even free your own self. God is the ultimate one through Jesus who has freed us, and I am free. And whom he sets free is free indeed, because my spirit is free. My spirit is not of this body. When this physical body is dead and gone, my spirit will live on because it's eternal. It's life. In fact, bread, when we are created and God breathed life into us, in Greek, life, bread means life. When we breathe, and we know that without the bread of life, we are dead. If I don't breathe for the next how many hours, I'm going to be dead. My brain will be knocked down, and then immediately after that, I'm dead. This is the true life in me. When you understand that nobody can oppress you, nobody can abuse you, let them do it. Remember again, like I said, some of this oppression you need to go through to fulfill your purpose. Jesus went through all sorts. He needed that for the scripture to be fulfilled, so we may be saved through him. You have so many. Nelson Mandela went through that to deliver his people. He now came and he was the president. He had to go through those challenges so people could really understand the power of forgiveness. Someone who's been so, hated, ill-treated, came and spoke love. Love is the most powerful force of nature that gives us the ability to live beyond abuse. So you must love yourself. And this self-awareness, including you understanding I am love. It's not that husband, it's not that abusive spouse that gives me love or that makes me love. I am love in its pure nature. Because I am created in the image of God and I represent love. I don't need a man to make me feel love or to love me. Yes, it's okay. Don't get me wrong. I love my husband. I love my family. We've got an incredible family. We have to build family. God works through us in families. Then we impact communities. But I understand that I myself am whole and complete. And I get into a relationship with my husband who is whole and complete. I am love. Maybe my love is vibrating at 1,000 watts. And my husband, his light, let's say light, not love. Anyway, love has energy as well. Let's say love is like it's measured in terms of light, like power, isn't it? So I'll give it watt. All right. Again, we can't touch what love. We can't see love. And if we come together, we make a greater love. In fact, when me and my husband we step somewhere, people see us and they are wowed by love. It makes people want to get married. It makes people want to build family because they see love in its full manifestation in couples. So if you don't love yourself, that's when you want to give up. You think that you are the mercy of this man who is abusing you, or the mercy of these people. You love yourself. You love your life. This is only a moment you overcome this trial, and you'll be able to stand and teach others. So you must be self-aware. You must be self-aware. There is no countering or overcoming challenges or abuse specifically. It might be abuse in the home, whatever it is, even as by a mother, a mother-in-law, a father, whatever it is. We have some fathers who abuse their children, some mothers who abuse their children. Unfortunately, this is, I cannot comprehend, okay? Again, the things of the spiritual world, physical minds cannot comprehend. So you need to be aware. Self-awareness. Who I am. When you start understanding I'm a spiritual being, having a natural physical experience, the power in me is so powerful. I've got a soul. I've got the ability to choose. I've got the ability to make a choice here. Am I going to continue staying in this marriage or not, where I'm being abused every single day? You have that choice, my brother, my sister. You have the choice. Don't tell me you don't have a choice. No. No. Sovereign choice is yours. No one can take it away from you. No one. There are the consequences we fear. Some of us are complacent, staying in the situations we know. We know already, even though they're terrible, they're abusive. We are like, better the devil we know than the one we don't know, because we can predict the next move of the devil. It might be painful, but we know after we'll sleep. We know after they'll buy us roses, presents, and take us out. Some of us prefer to live that way. Some of us are fearful because you don't have a vision. You're not aware of who you are. You don't understand your purpose. You don't understand the power you have. You don't understand the role that you've come to play on earth. You don't understand that many's destiny will be aborted if you don't step out in your full potential and fullness and live the life you were born to live, that only you can live and no one else. You're not aware. You're ignorant of your power and ability. That's why you keep staying in that situation. In a friendship group, you think they're doing you a favor. Leave that relationship. Leave that friendship. A friend is abusing you. Oh yes, I've seen cases where friends abuse others. In a tribe, in a village group, in Africa we have these community groups. People from the same tribe, they have their meetings. Some people are abusive in some of those meetings. I've heard stuff like that. I mean, none of them. Okay, I'm a woman of our community and everything. I don't even have the time for that. But if you're in any of those groups, pardon me if you hear me and you're from Bangwa, I love you people all so much, but I've just got to choose my race and run it. I can't run all races in the world, okay? I have clarity of my vision. I cannot be everywhere. I'm limited in what I can do. So I am actually making my choices based on what is directly linked to my life purpose, okay? No apologies. So if you are actually one of these groups and they are oppressing and abusing you, what's your problem? Why stay there and then you're waiting for people to pity you, to understand your situation, to say, oh yes, she's been abused? No, no. Who are you? You have to understand how valuable, how worthy you are, that you become so valuable, understanding that everywhere I go, I only add value. When I touch your life can never be the same again because I walk into your life. You need to become, it's not arrogance. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely no arrogance. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence in your ability. Confidence is simply trust. It's that whenever I say the eyes are the only part of this body that can see, if I want to see, you better rely on these eyes because your nose cannot see. Your mouth cannot see no matter how beautiful you make them. Your legs cannot see. It's not bragging. It's confident because I know the purpose. Purpose bets confidence. So you becoming aware of who you are and your purpose on this earth gives you confidence because you know that I am light. When I am present, you don't walk in darkness because of me. And you tell them to say an amen. So you're confident and you understand that this may be a season because you're also aware. You know, I'm a fish. I need to stay in water for so much time. There is something called growth. Yes, this situation, I've told you several times, my greatest challenges in my life has worked on me the best, has shaped me into the powerful, resilient woman that I am today, more than any glories and successes in my life. And guess where that challenge has been? In my marriage. I can't thank God, you know, any greater. Honestly, if you ask me to turn back the hands of time to go through those challenges again without the blink of an eye, I'll be like, yes, Lord, I will go through them, make them triple. I will go through them. It's not going to be triple now because guess what? I go through the same challenges. It's not like it's going to get easier, but I'm more fortified. I'm more resilient. Like I give you this analogy of someone working out in the gym, your muscles. I've gone to the gym for 5 months. You can't expect me. Think about even 1 year. You can't expect me the same loads that came or even double the loads that I used to lift. You bring it now, it's just like child's play. I'm going to toast it with my fingers because I have become resilient. Those challenges, those muscles that I've been building, or those weights that I've been lifting up over that year have built me and made me a stronger and a better person. So future challenges are like the norm. The norm. If you give me the same loads I worked on, they become so light. Like I'm carrying a newborn baby. So don't get me wrong. What I mean is that because you become better, you learn and grow. And that's part of the journey of self-awareness. So I'm going to leave you here. And then the next thing I want you, before I leave you, I'll give you 2 blueprints. Self-awareness. Who are you is so deep, is so deep. Get my book, Unleash Your Authentic Identity and Life Purpose. Is powerful. Unleash Your Authentic Identity and Life Purpose is powerful. It gives you all the principles to guide you to know who you are, and you become unshakable in your faith, in your belief, in your conviction, and knowing that nobody can touch you. Nobody, because nobody can touch the spirit. It is your spirit. Martin Luther King has gone, but his ideal, his vision lives on in us. The visionary paves the way, but those who walk behind him, after him, leaves that legacy on. He will not give in or give up and say, I'm any less than any white man. No, and we know that today. You know that whether you're black, red, or yellow, you can even be better than some white people. But again, it's not about being better than this or that. You are not here to compare yourself with another person. Compare with the best version of yourself. It's like the eyes comparing with another part of the body. It's of no relevance. Is this what you are doing on this body as the eyes? Is it the best you can ever do on this body to bring sight to it so it works and not stumble? That's what should be your question. And that's what we come to this now, to be able to overcome whatever abuse you are going through on this planet. Whatever abuse, put the name. Don't tell people they don't understand you. Again, I'm telling you, no one is meant to walk your shoes. You're meant to walk that shoes because it's linked to your purpose. I've got a distinct purpose for you. And I go through some of those challenges so I can teach you, guide you, mentor you, so you can walk through with confidence and hope. The second is wisdom. We need wisdom. Wisdom is not intelligence, okay? And it's beautiful. Anyone can get wisdom. You don't need to go to school. But of course, the more you live, they usually say older people are wiser because you've got more experiences in life and you're supposedly have to have learned from those experiences. Some people don't learn. Like I would say this, while in every boy we have a man, not every boy becomes a man. When I say this, the girls always laugh and the women always laugh. I'm coming to you as well, women. Why every boy has the potential to become a man, not every boy in their lifetime is a man or becomes the man they were born and created to become. Manhood takes some set of responsibilities, some processes you must go through to develop the boy in you to become the man. From boyhood to manhood, responsibilities, some things you need to do. It's exactly the same thing. Some girls remain girls all their life. In fact, they talk of girlfriends. It bothers me when I hear elderly women, they tell their children, this is my boyfriend. Ooh, that's a grandma. A grandma. You're a girl all your life. That's what they're just saying. I'm a girlfriend. I get to a stage of I'm a woman, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. For goodness sake, get a better name. It just shows the mindset. You could be a girl, you're born a girl with the potential to become a woman, but you might stay a girl all your life. Like a seed, an orange seed might stay an orange seed all its life and never become the fruits, the oranges that it was destined to become, because it never went through the process. It was not sown, it was not nurtured, it was not in the right environment. It did not allow itself to go through that patience and process of perseverance, of nurturing, growth to then become oranges. You must go through some certain things if you have to become a woman. From girlhood to womanhood, there are some responsibilities that you must take. One of the key things is taking responsibility and not always making yourself a victim, because adults are responsible. Adults don't blame. It's so easy, and that's why as an adult I dislike this word. It's not my fault. Now, come on, tell me I'm not responsible for it. Don't say it's not my fault. These are children. When I hear from my children, I'm like, yeah, I hear you. Children play that it's not my fault game, because children are not responsible for their lives. They need adults to be responsible for their lives. So children have no fault, in quote. It's not my fault, because my mom is responsible for me. And of course, if you're a leader in the place, your staff, your team feels they're coming to you, the leader, because you have an ultimate responsibility to guide them accordingly and ensure that they do the tasks they're called to do. So you need to have the wisdom. Wisdom comes from God. Wisdom is your ability to discern between what is truth and what is wrong. If you're in this abusive situation, is this part of my journey? Like Joseph was sold to the, as a slave. It was part of his journey. He had the wisdom of discernment. When you have the wisdom of discernment, you actually give yourself the power to be able to understand what you are meant to fight. No, you don't give yourself, you give yourself the ability to pause and understand the battles you are meant to fight. You can't fight every battle in this world. You cannot fight. I cannot jump into every petition in this world. I know my battles based on my purpose. Is this a battle you have to fight? Do you have to stand there and fight that husband physically every single day? Or is this a battle that needs to be endured so you can build resilience and character to become the person that you're meant to be when you leave that relationship, when you are now fully mature and complete, lacking nothing, and you can leave that relationship? Is this a battle? You need discernment. She says, a wise woman builds her home, not an intelligent woman, not a woman with a PhD. I know so many intelligent women who actually have no home. Some don't even think there is a man that is worthy for them. Some have gotten in there and they think, oh, I can't stand a man oppressing me and all of that. For them, submission or loving or being selfless means oppression or giving away my power. I don't know. So many intelligent women cannot even live their lives. You have so many intelligent doctors who cannot live life because they lack wisdom. They make poor choices every single day, knowing that smoking kills, yet they smoke and drink and get drunk, addicted in drugs and all of that and die. That's not wisdom. You can be intelligent but unwise. The opposite of wisdom is foolishness. The opposite of intelligence should be dull. Somebody's dull is not intelligence, not really stupid, okay? If you don't know something, you're intelligent or you're not intelligent. That's a more beautiful way to put it, not intelligent. So if you're wise, you'll be able to have that spirit of discernment. Lord, grant me the serenity. It's a prayer I love and I always teach my students. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Beloved, there are some things you and I cannot change. You cannot change that man. Stop focusing on them. He's narcissistic, he's that, all sorts of labels. Oh, come on. Do you have so much time to dress him with all the labels in the world? You are the most important person in this equation. You are the most important person that we should focus on. You've left him 50 years ago. You still are hooked up. He used to be that. He did that. He took my life. He took my confidence. He took my... Move on. Have a life. You've got a life. You've been given the gift of life. Let go of that man. Even in that situation while you're working on it, focus on you. You are the only one you can change. You cannot change that man. So Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Why I cannot change this man? And I need the courage. Courage is taking actions even when I don't feel like it. Courage is taking the next step even when I don't see the end where I'm walking to. Once you acknowledge that this is abuse, you must acknowledge it. In that awareness, you must be able to call a spade a spade. Don't paint it. This man is just this, that, because until you become aware that this place is called darkness, you cannot be aware that there is something called light. You need to be aware and say enough of being in darkness. So as you are being aware of who you are yourself, you must be aware of the situation. You know, the flags, whatever they call it, the signals that say this is not a man of God, for example. This is called darkness. This is called evil. Don't call a spade a spade. This is called thief, stealing. Don't portray your child is stealing and you cut it and whatever. Or they have mental health problems, they are stealing. They're getting things that are not their own. Because when you acknowledge, then you can create the solution. You can help them. You can do something. You can then change. When you acknowledge that this is darkness, enough of me living in darkness, I've had enough. Then can you move? Then can you move? So you need that wisdom to be able to be courageous. Lord, grant me the courage to change the things that I can. And one thing for sure, woman, you can change yourself. Gentleman, husband, mother, watching me, I'm so used to saying woman because I do this Women of Faith program every single morning in my life. For the next 130 days, I've been doing that. So naturally, it comes to me to say woman. I'm talking to everyone. Some men will be watching. So beloved, you need to become aware. You need courage. You need serenity. In peace, you take the courage like no man's business. There's nothing as powerful as taking actions and having deep inner peace. The peace is a reassurance of hope, of a better future, of an ideal in front of you, even when you don't see it. And hope gives us so much power. Hope bets faith. Faith is the confidence in what we hope for, the substance, evidence of what we have not seen. So it gives you a powerful force to propel forward, to go to the ideal, the better, because you know that there can be a better marriage than this. There can be a better relationship, friendship than this. There can be a better community than this community where I'm constantly abused and taken advantage and exploited. I am not going to stay here anymore. I make the decision, the choice to move on. I make the choice to take over my power back that you've given it to someone. I don't know, because you're not aware of how powerful you are. That willpower, like I said, is spiritual. You can't touch the willpower, but it's expressed in your various choices in life. When you don't choose, you've made a choice. You can't tell me I had no choice. You've chosen to stay in that marriage. You've chosen to stay in that friendship, despite the fact that you are being abused daily. You've chosen to stay with that group of people when every single day they are ridiculing you. You've made the choice to stay with them. You either make the choice to leave or to stay. You have chosen to live to stay in a very silent way. And you make yourself a victim, then you give them power that you have to choose to release me when you want me to go from this group or when you want me in. And that's why some of you, they will have to throw you out. You might be in that marriage. We've seen that women would think, I will do this, I will sacrifice, I will give my life. Woman, you cannot give your life for a man. You cannot give your life to save a man. That being there, you make them change. Jesus gave his life for us. If you die for a man, you die in vain. You die for a child, you die in vain. Even to a child, that child that is being, going wayward, face it, acknowledge it, and step out courageously to make it right. To do the right thing through wisdom. Woman, I wish you an amazing, wonderful, and incredible day. God bless you. And here's a wonderful Dr. Sylvia for Chap. Become a living empowerment and transformation authority. I am actually doing this video from the beautiful city of Liverpool. I am actually working from home. I'm going out for a meeting, and I just thought I'll stop by. The weather is so beautiful. I just give you a message, which I've done now. I was supposed to give you 5 blueprints, but because of my time, I'm running late. I've got to be in a meeting right now. I will have to leave you. And again, I'm just reminding you, I'm sharing with you 5 blueprints. I'll continue. I've shared 2 today. 2 blueprints to overcome any abusive situation you are in. 2 blueprints. And today I've talked about self-awareness. Go back and listen. Become aware of who you are and the power you have within you to make decisions. Become aware that you are a spirit. The real life in you is spirit, having a soul and a physical body. And everything you do is made manifest and expressed in this physical body. The real power in you that no man can abuse, no man can touch, that will continue to live far after you have exited this planet, that this physical body has died, is your spirit. So beloved, do not be afraid. Fear not. You're not given a spirit of fear. You are not given a spirit of fear, but of love. Like I said, the greatest force that you want to live, you want to go out of this, is love. Sound mind. Your mind is so sound because it has to will you to make the right decisions. You've not been given a spirit of fear. You've neither been given an unsigned or crazy mind. You've been given a spirit of love, power, and sound mind. You've been given power to take decisions, to make actions, to take actions, to decide whether you're going to stay here or not, to decide and take actions. And now you need the wisdom to know the difference. Sometimes you need to endure a bit longer because the Lord is working on you. The Lord was working on me and my husband. He had to break all of us. So we lose everything, like Victor E. Franklin in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. He said they were stripped, they were simply naked and had nothing. So the Lord had to strip me and my husband. He had to take us through some process to break our pride. Though I'm so humble out there that, sometimes like women, you see the true proud woman within her home, don't you? I think I had an element of pride in my marriage. My husband as well had an element of pride. The two of us, the Lord had to break us. He had to break us, strip us naked of nothing. So we completely surrender. So he works in us and finishes his work in us. So we had to go through that. I could not have run away from that marriage. My husband could not have run away from that marriage. And I understood because I had the wisdom, the spirit of discernment. When I prayed, when I thought I have to go, yes, I can take care of myself. I've got this, I'm successful, blah, 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 you name it. There was a silent whisper in me. And that gave me peace. But because I knew who I was, it doesn't necessarily mean that staying there, you have to take abuse, you have to take whatever. That was not my case in any case. But there are so many other things. So many people get relationship broken because of very trivial things. Okay, honestly, we just pile them over time. Resentment comes in. There is no love because where there is resentment, there cannot be love. Love is selfless. Love does not keep a record of wrong. So if we have resentment, hatred, then we don't have love. So beloved, that has worked on me to become the woman that I am today. So you should understand some of these places you need to be in. Some of this relationship, bear that mother-in-law. Don't fight with that mother. And pray for her, bless her. Don't run your beautiful marriage, run away from your beautiful marriage and give in and give up because of that mother-in-law. Beloved, stay and fight the battle in the spiritual world. God bless, and sending you lots of love. Lots of love, my darling sister Echo. Sending you lots of love, and to your beautiful, beautiful family, your amazing and blessed children. Keep doing the wonderful work you're doing. Keep shining and soaring. God bless you. You are destined for greatness. Sending you all lots of love. Thank you, and see you soon. Lots of love. Bye now.